Alright, Cherubs, this is Liberty Leading the People by Eugene Delacroix, and though it may have entered our cultural consciousness as something that's timeless, it tells the story of a very specific 3 days in France's history, July 27th, 28th, and 29th of 1830. These dates are more than 4 decades after the start of the French Revolution, and about 15 years after Napoleon's defeat at Waterloo. The Bourbon dynasty had reclaimed the throne under Charles X, the younger brother of Louis XVI, the one who got his head chopped off. Charles made a few questionable decisions in 1830. He decided to put unreasonable restrictions on the press, he disbanded Parliament, and he changed the electoral system to benefit himself. He thought no one would care, I guess, but they did. And on July 27th, somewhere between 7,000 and 8,000 Parisians took to the streets and, just as generations have preceded them, they built impromptu barricades, something like 4,000 of them, and defended themselves against the National Guard. They used barrels filled with earth, timber, and cobblestones from the street, and defended themselves against about 12,000 members of the National Guard. They were so successful in this defense that Charles was forced to step down, and later that year, this painting debuted. You'll notice right away how the composition of this painting highlights some contrasts. The top-hatted man fighting alongside a common street urchin, for example, or the two bodies in the foreground, one of the proletariat and one of the National Guard. Delacroix is calling attention to the unity Parisians felt during these days. It is likely that the man holding a saber in his hand is a printer, and he was just as upset with the restrictions on the free press as a member of the bourgeoisie who voted to elect those dismissed members of parliament. We should note here, though, that the bourgeoisie are absent from this image. It's the lower classes who are fighting for the rights that will be primarily enjoyed by others. Many were too poor to own weapons of their own and fought by throwing cobblestones, or waiting for a comrade to fall and take up those arms. You'll notice the bodies on the ground are stripped because of this. These unequal populations are united by that tricolor flag. The blue, white, and red has its roots in the French Revolution, when the Paris militia, who stormed the Bastille prison, wore blue and red knotted ribbons on their hats, the ancient colors of the city. The flag was banned by Charles X. For some, it represented the dreams of the French Revolution. For others, it brought back nostalgia to the past when Napoleon marched across Europe with the flag. In this painting, the flag, and these colors, are everywhere. We see the flags tied together in the background, with this guy's belt, this guy's whole outfit, and if we zoom out, the sky itself. It's all blue, white, and red. They're also united by, of course, the central allegorical figure of Lady Liberty. Delacroix does something clever with the way he dresses her. She is wearing a torn gown of the proletariat, but being a classical allegorical figure from antiquity representing the abstract concept of liberty, that gown is torn to resemble a Roman tunic. This painting was purchased by the government of the new king, displayed for a short time, and then tucked away. It resurfaced later in the century as Delacroix became more of an established painter and eventually made its way onto currency. It's become a symbol of the French people and how a group of poor, scrappy, and downtrodden people can be elevated in the pursuit of liberty. If you like this video and want to see more like it, I publish a new one every month, so you can subscribe if you'd like. You can also follow me on Twitter for updates or check out my Patreon page. Links and information below. Thanks for watching.